Hi, my name is Mike and I came across an interesting video. I thought I would share it with everyone um, and you can give me some feedback and see what you think. Here's the video.
Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secure Team. I want to start off today's video with a simple question for any of you guys who live in or around the state of Oregon, specifically Southern Oregon. And the reason I ask is that apparently there have been a lot of people who are stating point blank something weird is going on. Something is not right. And so this was first brought to my attention by the personal website and blog of that of Mrs. Linda Moulton Howell. Now, if that name sounds familiar, well, it should, because she has been a staple in the UFO research community for years now. Linda is an investigative journalist here in America and an Emmy Award winner for her work as a ufologist and an advocate for the disclosure movement. And so she runs a website called Earth Files. And this past week, she has been talking about this happening, or what is not happening, rather, in Southern Oregon, where she has been talking about how she's been receiving a bunch of worried emails from viewers all over the state that something is significantly wrong in a number of these communities, ranging from the absence of insects and pollinators to missing birds. And she's been doing a good job of keeping it updated with all of these different emails from people. I'm going to read you one in particular from a man who has lived in southwestern Oregon's Rogue Valley, 11 miles north of Medford, for 30 years. And as she says right here in her article, quote, what he describes in his email are such striking changes around him that he now wonders if a large seismic event is about to happen, and the birds at least know in advance. And so the man writes, quote, I live on 20 acres on the tip of a mountain that overlooks the entire Rogue Valley. I live amongst a vast array of wildlife, and I pay particular attention to the avian population. Normally, the vultures arrive back in Rogue Valley around the first week in March, but this year the vultures started returning the first week in February in small numbers. But it was still significant because I'd never seen that before in the nearly 30 years I've lived here. My hummingbirds are legion, and I feed them with up to 4 large feeders. The Anna hummingbirds stay all through the winter, while their smaller brethren return from the south arrive about the same time as the vultures. Not only have the smaller hummingbirds not returned yet, but all of a sudden, my huge population of Anna hummingbirds have vanished completely, and I haven't had to fill a single feeder in at least a full week. But what has really got my attention is the fact that the swallows have not yet returned, and that, more than any other barometer, tells me something is very, very wrong. And so the question is, are we about to experience a severe national disaster? While science has never recognized proof of strange animal behavior prior to a major natural disaster, there has been ample anecdotal input from observers like myself that animals can detect that such is about to happen. And so that is just one of the emails that Mrs. Howell has received. She recently updated the page, speaking of another person living in Coos Bay, Oregon on the coast, stating that they also usually have lots of hummingbirds, and that there, quote, hasn't been even one hummingbird in the past week. Saying further that they even took the feeders down that they feed them with, cleaned them out, and made fresh food, but nothing. Not one single hummingbird. And so again, I ask you guys, any of you who live near Oregon, California, Washington, have you experienced something similar? And have you detected a certain change in the local wildlife population? Have birds been acting differently? Have you noticed a disappearance in insect life? You guys can contact Earth Files, and I'll put the link to her page down below. It's very mysterious. But I also wanted to ask you guys, so you could put it down in the comments. You know, a lot lately we've been talking about these mysterious booms happening around the world, and I have some new reports of those today. We'll get to that in a minute. But we've also had a lot of birds that have been dropping out of the sky all over the world, just lifeless, covering the street.
So does the question present itself, does the animals know that something is coming, some seismic event possibly coming? Also got looked up some more research about that. That seems to be animals seem to know when something big is going to happen. But before I present that, I just wanted to read one of the comments that was listed in the video. I'll put the link for the video below so you can see the whole lot. One of the comments on the video was this, from Ben Ferrano. It says, guys, this is bad. This is exactly what happened a few weeks before the Japan mega thrust earthquake and tsunami. This is really bad. This is one of the comments. Let me put it up close so you can see it yourself. Okay, if you want to see that comment, it's also at the end, when you see the video, it's one of the comments below. Now I'm going to show you more proof that even the animals know that when something goes, like an earthquake or something happens, they know about it. Let me show you the scientific proof. This is just one article from the National Geographic News. Can animals sense earthquakes? I'll read that to you, the article, very briefly, just to top up. The belief that animals can predict earthquakes has been around for centuries. In 373 BC, historians record that animals, including rats, snakes and weasels, deserted the Greek city of Helios in droves just before a quake devastated the place. Accounts of similar animal anticipation of earthquakes have surfaced across the centuries since. Catfish moving violently, chickens that stop laying eggs, and bees leaving their hive in a panic has been reported. Countless pet owners claim to have witnessed their cats and dogs acting strangely before the ground shook, barking or whining for no apparent reason, or showing signs of nervousness and restlessness. But precisely what animals sense, if they feel anything at all, is a mystery. One theory is that the wild and domestic creatures feel the earth vibrate before humans. Others suggest they detect electrical changes in the air or gas released from the earth. So animals, they sort of sense, they sort of know that something is going to occur before like an earthquake happens. So anyway, hope you enjoy the video, and if anyone there doesn't know the Lord, please come to him now and repent for a chance to be saved. God bless you and goodbye. Thank you.